Okie dokie, so today we have a leg day, and last leg day we skipped the squats. So today I get to squat for the first time in 6 days, and I'm excited, because I like squatting. I want to do the pistol squats, I want to get stronger. And when you're training, right, when basically resting is the punishment and training is the reward, that's where the fucking gains are made. Because, if you dread your training, right, of course, it sucks. If it's a punishment, how many of you, take have to carry out the punishment and do it with a smile on your face, aiming to get the task done as good as possible? Like no one, right? When you dread to do something, you don't put your heart into it. But when training is the reward, right, your mindset will change. You will want to keep doing it. So you're not only making gains because you're continuing, but also because you're putting all your effort into the training because you like doing it. And when you like doing something, you're just gonna wanna put in all the effort. So at that point, if you really love your training, discipline is not about training enough, training consistent. Discipline is more about, sometimes holding yourself back because you have to let your body recover, right? And when you can make discipline about, okay, today maybe I should have a lighter day, or I should let my body recover. When you make discipline about, holding yourself back, you're gonna make insane gains because I think a lot of people have a fear of overtraining, but I think most people should have a fear of undertraining, that you're not doing enough. But if you love your sport so much that you just want to squat and do planche and you just like the training that you're doing, it doesn't matter if it's calisthenics or the gym, whatever, or any sport. But if you like it so much that you have to hold yourself back, if you have a coach, right, and he's telling you, do a little bit less, that's a good sign because you just love your sport. And the only problem is that you have to manage your recovery. But you are going to continue training. You are going to continue make gains just because you love your fucking, you're excited about your training, and that's a good thing. So today I'm excited to fucking squat because I haven't squatted for 6 days. Although first I have to go outside and do some hamstring curls, which I say I have to do it, but I get to do it, right? It's the same as the squat. I love the fucking Nordic curl. I like training the movement. I'm excited for how strong I'm gonna get. So today I get to do the Nordic curl. Last time we did a weighted one, like for the first time in my life I did one. So I hope today the Nordic curl is gonna feel a bit light when I do it with just body weight. And I'm actually gonna aim for a volume PR. 2 trainings ago, or I guess, yeah, 2 trainings ago, I got a volume PR of 15 total Nordic curls in one training. Today I want to aim for 5 sets of 4, which is going to be a bit repetitive. So I'm just going to show the first and the last set, I believe. Unless something goes wrong, unless I feel like extremely weak for some reason, I'll tell you. But if you just see 2 sets, that means that I did 5 sets of 4 Nordic curls, which is a total of 20 Nordic curls. Not a bad day if you think about it, right? Quite a lot of volume. So yeah, I'm gonna head outside and get started with that. Okay, so those sets, you can call them anything except a disappointment because holy shit, disappointed is the opposite of what I'm feeling right now. I want to discuss a lot, but I'm first gonna do this finishing set and then head inside and then we can discuss. But I am satisfied. That I can say already. Okie dokie, boys and girls. So, if there's anything I learned from this hamstring training, it's the fact that I'm gonna do weighted Nordic curls again. Like, these Nordic curls, unweighted, they felt quick, they felt snappy, you know, they felt good. I mean, these 5x4 reps felt easier than last 5x3 reps. And yes, that is to say that today's workout felt kind of easy. Now, is it a problem? No, of course not, right? In the last set, I had 2, 3, maybe even 4 reps in the tank. So it felt easy, but that just means that next time we can go even harder. I mean, we have the last finisher set, right? So when you are doing like your main training, what I like to do at least is you focus on one exercise, right? And you try to get it stronger bit by bit by bit until you hit a plateau. And then you choose something similar but slightly different and you start over again at like an easier intensity. So for me, I started doing these volume sets for Nordic curls 2 trainings ago at quite an easy intensity. They're not that hard yet. I can focus on the form, on extending my body. So they're not that hard yet. Yet for muscle building, right? You want something, bam, to your limit as well, you know, something to get a good pump, you know, to get a good feeling. And that's what the finisher set is for. So if you are like in the beginning of your training cycle, right? You just started to get like one certain exercise stronger and it's not that hard yet, don't worry, you know, because you're gonna get stronger eventually, it's gonna become harder, and in the process, you're gonna build muscle, but also, all the while doing that, you can finish yourself off. I mean, it sounds a bit wrong, right? You can finish your workout with like 1 or 2 finisher sets, get a good pump, and like build the muscle as well, right? Get some hypertrophy. I mean, at last set, it was 10 reps, and then I did like 1 rep on each leg, just to feel if the balance is correct, right? So it's like optimal hypertrophy range, getting a good pump all the way to the limit. But the main part, you know, right now is not that hard. And I'm gonna keep yapping, I'm sorry. Like, the reason it felt easy today is because I did those fucking weighted Nordics. Like, I said it once, I'm gonna say it again, right? If you want something to feel light, do it with as much weight as possible. If you want to make your Nordic curl feel light, do it weighted. If you want to feel your squats feel light, do it with more weight. The same for planche, the same for front lever, the same for anything. Even on the progression, right? Let's say you're stuck at your advanced stuck planche, you can't really go to straddle planche. Add some weight to your advanced stuck planche, right? Do it with some weight, and when you remove the weight, it's gonna feel lighter. You're gonna be more easily able to bridge the gap towards the next progression, towards the straddle planche. That's how things work, you know. Not like the only way to progress is not limited to progressions. You have weight, you have elastic bands, you have a combination of both. You have, I don't know, you have whatever, right? Controlling the reps. You can do so much. And you know, weighted things is one of those. And you know, it's just, maybe it's because I love Dragon Ball, but like the weighted stuff, putting stuff on your ankles and whatever, I like it. Like, it's fucking cool. So anyway, let's do some squats, right? So simple squat workout as always. I'm building back up my base after a 54 kilo by 2 rep pistol squat. So now I'm building back up my base with some higher reps, you know, 5 to 6 reps, slow, controlled. And I'm gonna do it today with 34 kilos, because basically what I do is I take a weight, I squat it for 3 sets of 5 reps, I do it another training for 6 reps. If it feels easy, I add 2 kilos and I repeat the process. So last time we did 32, it felt okay. Now I'm gonna do 3 sets of 5 with 34. And basically that's my workout. I'm gonna do some mobility afterwards, but yeah, that's mainly gonna be it, because you know, I like to focus on one exercise so that I can quickly recover to train that exercise again, get stronger, and get big bulbous legs, right? Enough yapping, let's get started. Despite the rest, these ones do not feel easier. Maybe I'm a bit rusty, but yeah, we can complete it. Whew. Let's do a bit of flexing to see how these puppies are looking. Okay, so I was looking at the video of the squatting and I saw some thickness going on in like the resting leg. You know, I saw like 3 hits, which I think is weird because the quadricep has 4 hits. So I don't know where the other one went. And I don't know the anatomy, but I do know that they were looking pretty juicy. So, you know, my leg gains are definitely coming forward. I still don't know how to flex the hamstring, but you know, we squatted every day for 30 days. So I think it's a bit normal that in these last couple of weeks, the legs went a bit forward. So very excited for that. Of course, now it's just a matter of keeping the food consistent, you know, climbing up to 74 kilos, 75 eventually, and getting them to the final level of juiciness, you know. Thick, succulent, dense, rotund horse legs. I watch a bit too much of Dr. Density, aka Eric Bugenhagen, but some thickness in the legs I do not mind. But anyway, let's first do some mobility training. And I was asked a question like, this mobility training you do, is it any good for hypertrophy? And the answer is no, not directly. You know, if I do some static holds here in the pistol squat, it's challenging, but not in a hypertrophic way. You know, it doesn't stimulate the muscle. You know, the reason it's difficult and hard for me, and that I breathe heavy, is because it's difficult to keep the position mobility-wise. But training mobility will help me with hypertrophy in the sense that if I am more mobile, I am more comfortable in a squatting position, right? Even when I use the mat under my heel, right? I will be more comfortable in the position, meaning that I will be able to exert more strength. Think about it. If you have your arm all the way back here and you're asked to like push an object in front of you, it's very difficult to apply pressure here because you're not comfortable. But if you push it from here, then suddenly you can push 100 kilos. That's kind of the way it goes with everything, and with the pistol squat as well. So I'm going to train mobility, 3 rounds of 20-second static holds in the bottom position of the squat. And this is just to train mobility as specifically as possible. Alrighty, so that was a good leg workout. I am satisfied to say the least, but I mentioned that already. I mean, today the squats were difficult, but yeah, I had to dust them off a little bit, you know. I think what a lot of people underestimate about training daily is the fact that you're always in the groove. So if you train consistently, right, on a regular basis, you are never rusty. You can do light days, of course. You have to do light days, But by doing those light days instead of taking complete days off, what really happens is you're staying in the habit, If you squat lightly instead of not squatting at all, you're still doing the movement, right? Even though your body is recovering, you're still, repeating the movement. Your nervous system knows what it is. It doesn't have to be dusted off. It's not an old book you have to take off the shelf. It's new and ready to use at all times, which I think is great. So maybe I should have just squatted lightly in the last training instead of completely giving it a rest. But, I have no regrets anyway, because I will just squat again the next time, and before you know it, squats are redeemed and as strong as they are before, or even stronger, right? That's the point. And yeah, I was mentioning it in the beginning, but basically when you're having fun doing your training, right? Of course, you have to train hard. That's like the main thing as well. But it's easiest to train hard when you enjoy your fucking training. And when you enjoy your training and you want to do it and you do it for a long period of time consistently, the results just stack up and it becomes even more fun. I think the most difficult time in a training journey is the beginning, because you haven't gotten a good taste of results yet. It's delayed gratification. You have to wait a bit for the results, especially if you're doing it for muscle building, like changes towards your physique. They take a while, to see. But also, if you're training for strength, of course, you can see strength gains on every time you train, you can basically see that you're becoming stronger, or 90% of the time. So you see the changes quite quickly. But even then, right, you have to get used to it. Your body has to process this. I put in effort, now I'm stronger. I put in effort, now I'm stronger. And when you start to savor that, when you start to really enjoy it, right, it doesn't just become an exercise. You can push-ups, but the reason that you grow attached to something is not only the fact, it's not the movement itself, but it's also the experiences attached to it. So for me, I like front lever, I like planche, I like pistol squat, I like Nordic curl. It's because I've done those exercises a lot and I've gotten a lot of good experience with them, because I've grown stronger. I've proven myself time and time and time again that I can do something if I put effort in it. So I have good memories. It's kind of no single restaurant meal will ever replace your mom's cooking, because mom's cooking is the best. Why? Because you have good memories to it, right? Your mom made it, right? So you love it. You're used to it. It's not like if your mom went to the restaurant and cooked a meal that everyone's gonna love it, give it the Michelin star. But for you, it's fucking a gazillion Michelin stars, because you have the fucking experience. You have all these memories attached to it. And it's the same with training. You do these exercises, you get good at them, you have good memories, you have memories of doing the exercises together with friends. You have memories of, being in the fucking depths and struggling, but then also coming out of it. And that's probably 80% of why a movement, is fucking fun. Of course, you see something and you think it's cool. That's part of it. But other than that, you also have these fucking boring looking exercises. And if you go attached to them, right? If you get those strong as hell, it doesn't matter if it looks boring. You trained hard for weeks or months or years, right? And then you achieved it and you get strong at it and you're better than 99.999% of the population. Just the fact that you have all those memories related to the exercise, it's not that you like it because you're going up and down in a certain way. No, you like it because, all these memories are attached to it. And, when you can create something like that, that's when you go to fucking love your training, right? That's when resting becomes the punishment and training becomes the reward. And that's what you want to fucking achieve. So on that note, I'm gonna end today's video because I'm gonna have I have a fat steak waiting for me. I'm gonna have some steak. I'm gonna recover for tomorrow. And you bet your ass that I'm looking forward to it, I want to train again tomorrow because I fucking love it. So I'll see you tomorrow for a push day. And now I'm gonna have some steak.